I can't even, it's very difficult for me to even put into words how important I think the performing arts are.
In fact, someone's standing down in our office right now with housing assistance.
Access services through the United Way, through DHS, through Michigan Works, through MRS.
Whatever we do, whatever we touch, whatever we give to and participate in, we make sure it's done right.
So the Barre Community Foundation that began in 1995 began because of a private foundation that started as an individual, had some property in Chicago and wanted to sell the property and had a significant amount of money that they wanted to give back, but they didn't want it to be spent. In 2011, the Community Foundation was housed at Main Street Savings Bank, and we were in a spot of trying to determine, did we want to own a building? Did we want to continue renting? What were our options? And I happened to go to an event out at Pure Cedar Creek, and the minister for the Presbyterian Church at the time was Jeff Garrison, and he took me aside and said, before you make any decisions, I would love for you to come tour the Presbyterian Church that has been empty for 2 years and think about, is there a way that maybe it could be repurposed for community use? So our entire board came, and I remember walking through this very cream-colored building and looking at it, and in my mind picturing the busyness that could occur if many of us were able to be in the same building, and remembering the voices of people that had gone before us, Mrs. Gross, and thinking about Jan Harto and Sandy Drummond early on with the BCRN, Barre Community Resource Network, trying to actually build a building where all of us could reside together, so it was more of a one-stop shop. And thinking about the location of this building began to really bubble up and resonate with me personally, and then the board began having some very serious discussions about how this might look.
The church and what the potentials were here, it made more than just changing for a new location. It made a new concept, which was all about the foundation and what we really do, our current mission. So rather than just ending up with a location for our offices, we fulfilled a dream for a lot of people, and we think that'll make a difference for generations to come.
When Bonnie first started talking about this building, it was a very exciting idea. In fact, we had looked at a couple of other buildings that perhaps could have done the same type of thing, but obviously that timing wasn't right for those, and then this came along.
So the board in 2013 made a decision based on an amazing gift from the DeCamps to allow us to purchase the building outright, and we signed those papers in November, and by April of 2014 had several of 2013, of April of 2013, we had the United Way and many other partners had moved in to be part of this building. And today, the traffic in our building is unbelievable in a way that we never anticipated it would be.
Since we've moved to this building here, we've about doubled the number of people that we're able to serve in our community, and that is because of where it's located. We get a lot more walk-in traffic than what we had before. Because of where we're located with the court system, we're able to better interact with those that are dealing with the court system. We're better to deal with those that are working with the Fresh Food Initiative or the food pantry because of it being right across the street.
In the year 2000, as a celebration of the Thornapple Arts Council's 15th anniversary, and the plan was that we would remain under their umbrella for 5 years. But we grew quickly and were able to leave and become independent within 3 years. So we immediately put together a board, applied for nonprofit status, and then we met with Bonnie with our board members to set up short-term and long-term goals. One of the goals being that we would one day have a theater. And here we are in this building with a theater. Quite a lovely one, we think.
Okay, so in the culinary program, we get to learn like the kitchen basics and stuff beyond that. So like we get to learn how to make sauces, cook different kinds of meats, proteins, and just basically anything that will, even if we're not going into the culinary field, that will help us out later in life. You get to learn the skills that a lot of businesses and kitchens need you to learn. You also get the opportunity to be certified in ProStart and ServSafe, which once again businesses need. So the programs impacted me. It kind of helped me get the confidence to go out into the actual culinary field. Justin helped me get a job over at Pure Cedar Creek being a kitchen assistant, and the skills he's taught me in the class have really helped me excel in there.
So we have myself in the office that supports veterans on a daily basis, but we also have a veteran service officer here once a week that we schedule appointments for. And we, throughout the week, have at least 6 to 8 appointments that are scheduled for veterans to come to discuss benefits, eligibility, and to determine and assist them with their claims and processing.
We could tell stories every day with at least one of our clients how we have utilized the partners in this building to better impact their lives. Whether it's someone that comes in fact, someone's standing down in our office right now with housing assistance. We're going to be able to help with that housing assistance, but we're also going to connect them with Berry County Cares so that they can get some additional food assistance that they needed. Again, it happens almost every day because of this building.
What I will tell you is this: the building has so much more use than we ever anticipated it would have. And our budget for the building has grown, actually doubled in the past 3 years. And that strain on our budget and on our ability to meet the needs of the community, from having funerals to town hall meetings, to just a place for our nonprofit partners to live, to the Thornapple players being able to provide a cultural outlet for our community. It's just an amazing thing.
When we look at the cost and how we're going to make it happen, I remember when Dick Gross came to the board and said, we have to solve our management problem. So let's put together a management endowment which will pay for the operation of people. He did the same thing with the United Way, to cut their cost and to make their management. We are using somewhat the same concept here. We need to put together an endowment that will make this building pay for itself over the period of years, and so we can get back to granting all the money that we can to the needs of the community and not to cost of the building. And I think it'll happen. I think there's people out there who have seen it work before, and we know it works because we're doing it right now, that we got to get the building behind us by getting enough money in that endowment to pay for all the needs as they come up for years to come.
If this building weren't here, I venture to say that this would be a parking lot. I think about the number of people that are able to come back and feel like they're home when they walk through the doors after they haven't been in the area in a very long time, and the peace that they get from that. I think about the Berry Community Foundation and our ability to just prosper and grow because we have a foundation under our foundation. We have permanency, and we have the ability to now think very visionary about how we can change the future for our residents for the better. 5 years ago, I had no idea what today would look like, and I thought I had a little inkling, and it's so much bigger than what I anticipated. So while I think about the future, it's so hard for me because I think that because of the proximity of the building and the people that are attached to it and the giving nature of our community, that the sky's the limit.